Rafe, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Season 5 of Trying. This is crazy.
I know it's crazy. I know.
um, I do kind of want to know always different kind of, storylines and everything, but same characters. But of course, we had that time jump in season 4. What's that like, that script to screen journey each season with Trying? Like getting these scripts, right? But then actually getting there with Esther and seeing everything come to life. What's that like for you specifically?
Yeah, it's great. So we get sent the scripts pretty early on, and we read them, and then what we do is generally, well, this year we had a small group of actors that aren't in the show came to our house because Esther and I live together. The writer and the producer came over, and we just read the scripts and we talked about them at that very early stage, and gave notes and input. And it's they're very open to collaboration. But saying that, the writing really comes from Andy Walton, who's written every single episode of this show, which is quite rare in this day and age of writers' rooms. And he's really the powerhouse behind the show. And I'm constantly surprised at his ability to come up with new storylines every single episode, but also have 3 jokes on every single page. He's really clever.
How in advance? Because I know I'm a filmmaker as well. So like, especially like talking to a lot of, showrunners, they have an idea of what they want to do for like 4 or 5 seasons, right? But like how in advance do you and Esther find out about the time jump and the family kind of jump? Like, do you have an idea about that? Or like, do you find out like a bit later? Like, I'm just curious about
Yeah,
that.
so I guess what tends to happen is that we'll be shooting a season, and then Andy will talk about possible ideas. And so at the end of season 3, he was like, "I think I want to do a time jump if we get to do it again." So we knew that was coming in
Okay.
advance. And then I'd say we probably get the scripts maybe 3 months before we start going, 2 months before. So we've got them for a while, but they change all the time. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
There's additions and cuts all the way through filming. And he carries on working on it all the way through. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of really funny moments in Trying because it's comedy, but there's, of course, the serious undertones and the slice of life. And we're kind of following, the self reflection of your characters. Growing up, my favorite sitcoms, I just realized, Rafe, were like had a lot of serious undertones and like really important issues in there, right? Like topical issues. Have you always, from an acting storyteller perspective, looked at comedy with a serious undertone lens? I find that very interesting looking at past things and a lot of comedies that have a lot of those serious kind of issues in there.
Comedy's always been my favorite genre. I think as a kid, it's the thing that first pulls you in, right?
Mhm.
We all love Fresh Prince, and we all love those bits of pathos and reality in Fresh Prince. In fact, I found myself looking at a YouTube video of all the serious bits recently of Fresh Prince, and it's really good, man. Like it,
Oh yeah.
um, really like powerful. There's a bit where like where like Uncle Phil says like, "You're as much my son as anyone else is," and it's really beautiful and powerful
Mhm.
stuff. That obviously launched a movie star, but I think that comedy is a great Trojan horse to
Mhm.
represent serious subjects, because I think
Yeah.
that comedy is a way of dealing with difficulty.
Absolutely. It's all storytelling at the end of the day. You have an incredible body of work, different worlds, different characters. But I'm just curious how separate are past projects you've done compared to something like Trying? Like, do you bring mindsets or preparation from things like working in the Jurassic world or something like The Ritual to something like this? Or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
Yeah, no, they do. It's technique, right? It's like
Yeah.
it takes a long time to work out what makes good screen acting.
Mhm.
And in order to work it out, you need to do it a lot.
Yeah.
So I remember reading this thing with Sam Rockwell when he was talking about 4 billboards, which he won an Oscar for, 3 billboards. And
Mhm.
he said, he had a drunk scene in it. And he was like, the thing is that I've done 20 movies that no one's ever seen where I've played drunk in it. So
Mhm.
then by the time you get into a movie that everyone sees and you're playing drunk, you've done it loads of times. So like everything I do, I draw from.
Mhm.
Um, so you get better incrementally every time, and it's taken me a long time to feel like I'm beginning to figure out how to do good acting. But that's just by
Absolutely.
doing it a lot. You got to do it a lot.
And super quick, horror movies are the talk of the town route, right? And everyone's watching these big horror movies, and everyone's asking me, because I'm a horror movie filmmaker as well, recommendations for horror movies. I always tell them about The Ritual, and they always go watch it. That movie was so good, Rafe. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites.
I'm pleased that you like it. I like it too, and it's people still find it, and people love it. It's a kind of a hidden gem, but a really good movie. David Bruckner, fantastic horror movie director.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait for people to see season 5 of Trying on Apple TV. Rafe, it was an honor and privilege to speak with you. Thank you so much for some time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.